2025 has been a great, fruitful year for the restart of Battle Club. It has also been the breeding ground for one of the most intense feuds in New York City. Lines have been drawn, sides have been picked, and loyalties are being tested. I am talking about none other than BCP's GM, the Virtuous Abraham Khan, versus the Inner City King, Jorge Santi, spearheading the war of Federated versus Battle Club. Here is a full recap of everything you need to know, from surprising turns to unanticipated alliances, before BCP's winner-take-all live show on October 4th. Two sides collide, but only one will be victorious at the end, and whoever is gains full control of Battle Club Pro. Starting at the top of the year, Battle Club's February show, Get Wrecked, features a slew of electrifying outcomes. Steve Pena, who has been 5 points champion for a grand whopping 1,200 days, loses to Prince Ahmed in the opening match. This sets Pena in a state of uncertainty, not knowing what's next for him.
So now it's like, I lost it, I can't take it back, now what's next? We'll see what's next.
Next up, a tag team championship match. Champions JTP South versus the team of Big Cuzzo and Rembrandt, also known as Federated. Now, Federated, that's a name you should be pretty familiar with. If not, let me break it down for you. Cuzzo and Rembrandt are a tag duo in a group that also consists of Mr. Martinez, the suit and tie manager, Keyshawn Edwards, aka Young Lion, and Battle Club's very own general manager, Abraham Khan. Through plenty of sluggers, suicide dives, and clotheslines, Federated is able to reclaim the titles from JTP South and bring them back to Battle Club's very own, the Good Guys.
We're gonna save this place! We're gonna do what is necessary! We gotta make Battle Club Federated again!
Nothing can stop us from showing up every month and defending these titles with pride, holding these championships the way we know how, in other companies and in our home.
Into the next match that's important to this story, it's the survival of the fittest match. Out of 10 participants, the last person standing receives a future franchise championship match. The chaotic bout has many near moments. However, a pretty little problem started the match and is able to finish it. Gem defeats Brother Greatness to secure her one-on-one opportunity for gold. And for the match that led to the moment that started this all, Jorge Santi versus Yaya for the Battle Club Pro's franchise championship. Yaya, being another champion touting a monster multi-year reign, 765 days to be exact, has no regard for Battle Club's Fallout Shelter coach and 20-year veteran Santi. But with hard slams, Santi has even harder returns, making this match an absolute thrilling back and forth. But you don't stay champion for over 2 years without perfecting the art of having tricks up your sleeves. Yaya deploys a little help of his own to make sure the deal is locked in. However, on commentary, Abraham Khan flexes his general manager capabilities and is able to make sure the fight has a clean winner with no unfair advantages. And with this, Jorge Santi is able to take the win and is crowned the new franchise champion, an accolade he's never been able to conquer until this moment. The air is electric with fans, talent, and students alike pouring out to congratulate Jorge on this accomplishment. Led by Abe Khan, the newly crowned tag champions Big Cuzzo and Rembrandt accompany to help lead the party, Federated style.
You earned it! But you're not capable of doing what is necessary. Get me a referee out here!
And just like that, the switch has been flipped. As the new GM of BCP, Abraham Khan promises he is going to lead the promotion in a direction that puts the business first. Even if that means the first rule of order is putting Federated on the front lines. This clearly rubs the rest of the locker room the wrong way. They are good guys no more.
That's how you do it.
This leads us into Let's Go 2, where things go haywire. The main event is set. Abe Khan versus Jem for the franchise title. Not before Federated can rub some salt into poor Santi's wound, of course. It is time for part 2 of the vet celebration. A cake, a couple women as surprise eye candy for the tag champs, and a whole lot of ridicule.
Santi, the inner city king, was king for a moment. It wasn't personal, Santi, but you decided to go on social media like a lot of these bums. And that's why you're sitting at the bar and I'm in the ring.
That is, until Santi adds himself into the joke.
Don't cheer for Santi. Don't start cheering for Santi, boys. Calm down.
Full of icing and a snap of his fingers, Abe orders for Santi to be locked out of the venue for the rest of the day. This gives him a chance to peacefully prepare for his main event match with no further disruptions. On the other side of the fence, Jem is left anxious about what's in store for her with this title match. And through all those self-pep talks, a wild Rembrandt appears.
I know we're on different sides of the fence right now, but never like you know I got sauce about tomorrow. If it was anybody else you was facing, I won't be out there. Right? I'm not gonna be out there.
Well, this is different. Rembrandt offers Jem support, although she is due to go one-on-one with one of his own. The crowd goes, Nonetheless, the match begins, and what a match it is. Despite the expected interference on Khan's behalf, Jem puts up an exhaustive fight and is carried by the overwhelming vocal support of the crowd. Where Federated falls short, Jem capitalizes.
1, 2, 3. Here's your winner, and rookie, Battle Club Pro franchise champion, the Federated Battle Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, after revision of the match, Abraham Khan's foot was indeed in the rope. Therefore, the referee's decision is void, and this match continues.
The dream of the high-stake match being over turns into a nightmare. Using that second wind of life, Abraham Khan preys on a stunned Jem and pins her in uncontested 1, 2, 3. The franchise champion is retained. However, in a sick fashion, Abraham decides a simple pinfall isn't enough. Jem has to be made an example of to let everyone watching know that Federated means business. If you step in their way, prepare to be mauled down with no mercy. And for a moment, it appears that Rembrandt is dragging his feet. Blink, and you'll miss it. Rembrandt seems to not agree with the aftermatch beatdown. However, once again, a message must be made. Finding his way in from the lockout, Santi is back. And Santi is overpowered. Multiple messages are being displayed here. Don't stand in Federated's way. And if you do, you better have backup, because a 1 versus 4 is an easy takedown. That is, until a new player joins to help with the playing field. Steve Pena, the crowd favorite, deciding enough is enough and offering a helping hand to an old comrade and student. In a shocking twist, not only has Pena gone rogue, it appears that he's helping Federated. But why? Why would he care to somewhat align himself with a group that has nothing to do with him?
If it wasn't for me, Battle Club would be no fucking promotion. When I had to personally give up my franchise title, it wasn't my choice. Who's that fat fuck Jorge Morales? I told you before. I asked you what is next. That's who's fucking next.
It's only then do we learn it's not really about Federated. It's about him wanting to send a message of his own. With messages flying all around like it's a BCP chat room, Abe finalizes his own with an exclamation.
I'm the fucking best for this fucking place!
The next show in this installation is Women Crush Wednesday 5. Even with the notion that this is an all-women's show, Abraham Khan makes sure to start it off by giving a little lecture about wanting respect from the fans and needing Santi to stop while he's ahead. However, Abe neglected to check behind him to see that Santi's sights were set ahead onto him. Their tussle can barely begin when Steve adds himself into the mix, once again prompting a full-out brawl.
Get out of here! Get up, asshole! Get the fuck up! Let's shoot, motherfucker! What's with you?
Halfway through the show, Jem addresses the fans after her brutal beatdown at Let's Go 2.
It honestly doesn't matter how many of y'all it took to break me because you're right, I'm still standing here. I'm not going anywhere. And I have one message for someone special. Abraham Khan, you still get no bitches!
Rembrandt reminding her of his support seems to be a consistent theme coming from Rembrandt, but not even a bouquet of fresh flowers would smooth over the carnage Jem endured at the hands of his group. But something seems to be there, right? The crowd goes. From February to now May, we're at May the Villain Reign 2. Santi's wish is granted with him being able to get his hands on Abraham in the ring. However, it won't be as easy as a fair one-on-one. Billed firstly as a handicap match with Khan and Young Lion, there was a last-minute decision to turn the handicap match into a gauntlet match. Handpicked by Abraham himself, 4 men are used as obstacles for Santi to overcome before he can have his match. Round after round, Santi knocks them all down. Yet Abraham Khan is well aware, though victorious, Santi's health meter has been lowered. This is where he finally puts himself between the ropes. Once again, Federated is about numbers. Santi's current game plan isn't suited for the tactics Federated play. He has to pivot into a different direction.
I told you, you dumb son of a bitch!
Later on, Federated has a tag match with their own stipulation. Big Cuzzo and Rembrandt versus Scottaricans. Losers must disband. And if you've been following this story already, you have a clear idea how this match is going to go. Despite the Scottaricans having Jem in their corner, due to her affiliation with being former tag partners with Dave Rivera, Federated bobs, weaves, and out-schemes their opponents, once again gaining the victory of keeping their titles and their alliance. Neither Santi nor Jem can catch a break. Now, stepping at BCP's latest show in June, Fight for Pride 2, Pena and Abe Khan join as forces against Santi, while Cuzzo and Rembrandt continue their bully reign against Top Shelf. First up, the tag match. And just as every match since this reign began, you must outperform and outsmart Federated in order to get the upper hand. Yet there is one person who is tired of the mind games: Jem. She comes out boiled over and frustrated with the chain of events that's been happening, including Rembrandt, who, earlier in the day, has been flashing confusing signals as to how he feels about her, despite hurting all of her friends along the way. And with Jem's startling appearance, for a moment, the tides began to change for Top Shelf. They might be the ones to break the Federated spell and change the course of the game. But, to the shock of everyone, Jem has made her own move to the chessboard. She is following the hands of Rembrandt. Thus, Jem is aligning herself with Federated. There is no time to pause when it is now time for Pena and Khan to face the unlikely duo of Santi and the man he dethroned, Yaya.
Well. If it isn't Big Coach.
While motivations still feel a bit hazy as to why Steve Pena is standing beside Abe, Steve still seems to have a problem with owner Morales. To work unofficially with Abraham and his takeover is to spite everything Joe stands for. The match goes underway and is an equally weighted battle between all 4 men. However, a Federated-involved match will have a Federated-involved ending. The clean, good guy game plan can hardly hold up to the devious plan of those who don't abide by any rules. The win of Abe and Pena maintains the strong hold Abraham has on Battle Club, proving that he will find a way to ensure his hand is always raised after the ring of the bell. And as Jem has decided her alignment, Steve has his own announcement to make. Federated is a numbers game. Without numbers, you are cursed to lose. Santi's realization comes at him hard with the sights set in front of him.
Nobody, there's too many of them.
After the airing of Fight for Pride 2, in a bizarre and erratic move, Joe's attacked post-show by a vengeful, chair-swinging Pena who sees and wants nothing but red. This prompts an all-hands-on-deck crowd as the Battle Club locker room becomes an enraged mob, wanting the banishment of Steve Pena.
Enough!
Go.
You made your point!
Go. I got you a car! Go!
Now, as we approach October 4th, celebrating the 9th year anniversary of BCP, there is a clear divide. With a power struggle at play, only one side can have full control. And that's what's at stake. Federated versus Battle Club. The team of Abraham Khan versus the team of Jorge Santi. The faces are revealed for Federated, but who will join Santi to defend the sanctity of Battle Club Pro in this clash that is for the end-all be-all? Join us on TitleMatchNetwork.com or in person in the Bronx, October 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see exactly how everything goes down. See you at the show.